TV Radio, the Pathfinder for radio.
Are you ready?
Ready. TV Radio, unifying broadcast.
We dare to lead. It's showtime. All right, good morning and welcome to this Gospel Fair on ELEGBETETVRADIO. Sometimes you gotta go crazy. Yes, I know it's Monday. Everybody's serious, straight face, looking like monkey with lick line, but that's not me. Okay, that's not me. I came to this live to have fun. I've had my fair share of struggles, hard times, stress, and pains. So I've come to this live. The rest of my life, I'm gonna have fun. And if you don't like it, back away. Right? So good morning and welcome to this Gospel Fair. It's ELEGBETETVRADIO. And you know how it is. My name is Idafi Matthew. You love to come in the Elegbete Sports. Thank you so much to my YouTube community. You guys are the best. I was educated. Which day? That day that the Super Eagles played was it on Saturday? That was a Saturday, right? I was educated. And I love you guys to the very bone marrow because I was taught something that I never knew about. And it's called Super Chat. Okay? Super Chat was an education. I spent the whole weekend reading about it on this. The dynamics of it and all that. I was beautiful. So thank you very much because it takes loving someone to teach somebody something that they don't know. And not just that, it takes caring about someone to be able to give such wise counsel. God bless you guys on the YouTube space. My YouTube community, you guys are the best. I think I have the greatest community on YouTube. Yes, I know that we don't have 1 million or 10 million. We don't have Paul Logan's 20 million subscribers. Yeah. But you know the guys that I have, the almost 6,000 subscribers, you guys are the best. But then if you've not subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe because the community is great. And because of you guys, I'm going to have a show strictly for YouTube, or it's going to be on the radio as well, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. in the evening. Okay, so I like 9 to 10 things anyway. 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. in the evening, but that's going to be after the AFCON. And that show also is going to, let me say it up front, it's going to also have like breaks here and there, one way or the other, so that we don't, we don't struggle. Why I'm saying this is because, I'm shooting my podcast. Podcast will be rolling out after the AFCON, the ones that will shoot season 1. I'm shooting my podcast and it's a continuous thing. So sometimes I need to go out of the state. I need to be in Aba, I need to be in Port Harcourt, I need to be in Abuja. And then by season 2, we'll take it to Africa. Like when I say take it Africa, we'll be going like, that's even the reason why I'm going to Cameroon on Wednesday. It's not because of our production anymore, because we already have a good production team that is doing the things that we want them to do based on the script that we've given to them. But I need to go to Cameroon. I need to meet with people like Alusha Boalia. I need to meet with people like Samuel Ito, have a meeting with them, tell them what we're doing and how we can come into their country, and also talk to the stars there. I need to talk to a lot of people in Ghana. Ghana produces a lot of stars for Africa, and we need to sit and have a conversation around all that. Yes, besides being the presenter here, I will see you, okay? So, I need to do the business end of things as well. So when you guys don't see me here, it's not because, somebody sent me a message that you just started and now you're already feeling big. People should stop thinking that somebody's feeling big just because they don't show up on their shows. There's a whole lot to do. And honestly, I am not rich enough to employ people to be doing the job that I'm doing, and so that I can sit here. And also, even if I can employ people, I really want to have the experience in it. I don't want to be a CEO who does not have hands-on experience on so many things that we're doing. So that's the reason why. And I'll keep explaining to you guys, this is not a conventional radio. This is a radio. This is a relationship radio. What I mean by we don't talk about relationship, that's what I mean. I have a community and I'm relating with it. I have an online community and I owe you guys an explanation to tell you what is happening, why this is happening, why that is happening. So on Wednesday, I jump on the first available flight. I'm going to Cameroon, land in Yaoundé. What's the name of the capital of Cameroon? Yaoundé, right? Jesus Christ. Why is Yaoundé coming to mind? And then we'll go to Garoua and then we'll see, give a tap on the back of the team that's been working. And then we'll get out of there and start doing our meeting, relationship and all that. And then we'll come back and build a network, okay? This radio is not meant to be based in Lagos radio alone. It's not meant to be Nigerian radio alone, we need to build our network. Thank you very much, Timothy. Timothy Dayboy, Yonde. Why do you call Yewande? When did Yewande come into the matter? I never dated a girl called Yewande. Mr. Daffy, I know you're watching. I don't have a side chick called Yewande. There's no side chick in this conversation. I'm sure I'm too broke to even have a side chick in the first place. And by the time I have money, I'll be too busy to also have a side chick. So it's me and you. We're running this journey together. Okay, so once again, I want to say big thank you. See, people who commit to teaching you something are very important people. So for teaching me what Super Chat is and how to set it up, thank you very much once again to my YouTube community. Now let's come down to the show. It's time to do it. And what I would really love is for the show to be between me and you guys. Okay, I don't think I know it all. I don't think I have everything. I have all the A's. Yes, I'm a good analyst, the best in the world. But I need you guys to make this show sweet, right? Really, really sweet. Like I was listening to Kid Rock all summer long. That's my hometown, Alabama. Yeah. But on paper, I'm from Alabama. Officially, anyway. Officially, I'm from Alabama. On paper. That's a conversation we will have another day. But officially, on paper, I am from Alabama. So that's why this song get me crazy. So we get to talk about it, and today we're going to talk about the AFCON in perspective. Generally, who's been your standard performer as a player? You know, who's been your standard performer as a team? Who's been the team that have not done well? Who are the teams that you're giving thumbs down? Oh, this team, this player, this coach. Who's pop up out of nowhere that you don't expect, and then all of a sudden, that's a player that you're thinking about. I didn't know that this player is this good. But Algeria, if anybody had told you that after going 32 games unbeaten from 2018 up until yesterday, the team that will end up, and in that process winning the African Cup of Nations in 2019, winning the Arab Cup just this year in Qatar, if they tell you that the team that will end up defeating Algeria is a team that is packed for 90% with semi-professionals. By semi-professionals, I mean amateur players that are carpenter by day, footballers by evening, you know, street footballers coming together to stop great players like the Mahrez and the chief of him, Slimani, Baneka, who was the best player of the last African Cup of Nations. All of these guys are the people that will shut them down. Okay, the people that will shut them down have to be a bunch of semi-professionals. It's like Tahiti beating France, right? It's like Europa last Nations Cup when Madagascar beat Nigeria. Man, I know that football is full of surprises. The element of surprise is there, but hey. Equatorial Guinea only comes to mind when you're thinking of geography, social study, the African map in relation to classroom. It's like when Madagascar beat Nigeria, people were surprised. Oh, Madagascar is a country, which is in a film, which is in a cartoon, an animation movie, because a lot of people know Madagascar as an animated movie rather than a country, and they beat Nigeria in 2019. Remember that pass from Jonogu to Leon Balogun, and then mother she wrote. All the rest is history. That's exactly what happened. But this case of Algeria being beaten, defending champion being beaten the way they got beaten, was the fact that at some point Algeria was playing like headless chicken. So I want us to get involved in the conversation. If you're on Facebook, on Instagram, or YouTube, let's talk about it. Identify where you're coming, where you're watching me from, and let's get this conversation going. Something is happening. So I'm going to be telling you guys. Okay, so I told you guys over the weekend I learned something new. I was educated. I didn't know about it. So I've been doing YouTube now. I started my YouTube account in 2012 when my son was born. When I opened the YouTube channel, it was to collect short videos of my children as they are growing, because I never had that. I don't even have children pictures. I don't have any. So I felt like that's the place where I can cloud update all of these video, document them, so that when they grow up, they can check it. It wasn't like, oh, I wanted to have, let me be very honest here. No, let me not lie to you people, so that tomorrow one motivational speaker will not come and use me to tell you that. I didn't know it was going to turn into a business. It was just save up all these things. That's why if you go and check, this thing started in 2012, April, when my son was born. because that's when I opened my Gmail account. And I've been doing it. And then in 2017, when I got fired in Brilla, I said, if this man can get angry and sack me because I did a video on YouTube, it means that there must be something on YouTube. So I started researching, how does YouTube give you money? How do you make success out of it? Blah, 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 the highs and the lows. And it was crazy because I was having job offers from almost every radio and TV station in Nigeria. Someone want me, come and be head of sports, come and be this, come and be that, But I just said to myself that the passion with which I worked in Brilla, I cannot give that anymore because of the way I was fired. And then the attendance, evil, and wickedness that followed after 13 years of great service, meritorious service, no query, no lateness, no excuse, nothing. 5 years plus of no break, working 7 days a week. So I just felt there was no need. I'm not going to do that, right? I was going to start my own. But very honest here. When I started this thing, I didn't know it was this expensive. It was going to be this tough. It was going to, shut me down completely. But it has been the most beautiful experience in my life. 2 experiences that have been the most beautiful experience in my life. Fatherhood and this experience. Okay, this experience have been great. But then until on Saturday, for all of the information and knowledge I knew, I didn't know what Super Chat was. Okay, so let me backtrack a bit. Doing live streaming, I was always afraid of live streaming because I thought people don't like me enough to spend 1 hour online watching me talk. This is my truth. We will talk football, but let me share my story with you guys. It could encourage somebody. I thought people don't like me enough, and I don't want to do a live stream where only 1 or 2 persons are viewing. I don't think it makes sense. People will mock me with it. You always consider what people will say, even though you pretend like I don't care what people say, but in your heart of heart, you care. So, but a guy called Hybrid 10 reached out to me. We got talking, commented on my channel, and it was filled with encouraging words like, I know how Arsenal Fan TV started, RMC started, how you celebrated 10 views, then your channel is going to be like that. And I was like, who the hell is this guy? I don't know him. Where is he coming from? I don't even know him. Okay, but I saw Hybrid 10. So I thought it was one guy who's in London, maybe one Arsenal fan who's seen me comment on the Arsenal Fan TV, maybe just trying to encourage me. I said, okay, let me just take it as one of those content. But then the guy kept on. And then we exchanged email, we exchanged conversation. He asked me for my details, and then he sent me money in dollars. Wow, okay. This is strange. It's new. And then he encouraged me to be doing live. I was like, in my mind, I was like, okay, I have to listen to people because it's a fun thing, fan request. You have to listen. Long and short, I got into it, and he also told me when Nigeria played against Egypt, I didn't do live cast, analysis. I didn't think people would leave their matches and be watching me. I don't think so. Maybe I'm moderating myself. I don't know, but I'm trying to be as modest as I can. And I promise that I would always listen to people because I don't want to be the king who doesn't listen and then ended up becoming a king to himself alone. So I wanted to listen to people. And so I gave it a thought. Nigeria versus Sudan, I was going to be ready, and I did it in my house. First half, I did it with my phone. Second half, I had to switch to my computer. And then they start saying something, super chat. Open your super chat. I've never heard that word before. I've never listened. I've never thought about it. And after the show, I went to go check. What even is this super chat? Right? What is this super chat? And I saw that it's like opening an account where people can just dash you money. That's the word for what you do. Love you enough to dash you money. And I activated it. Funny enough, the option is there. I activated it and I got there. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is this morning we have about 13 people viewing already. And as I speak with you on YouTube, Hybrid 10 again has become a landmark in my story. It's giving me $20 for that, even though I don't know how to collect it, how to convert it, but we would know as we go on the journey. But it's just giving me $20 for just doing live. Guys, if we're in church, this is the time where everybody shout, "Oh, Chineke, hallelujah, amen." But let's come back to small now. Okay, so let me start with comments. I don't think there's so much comment on Instagram right now, but Instagram people will always first start by watching you and then they'll come later. Saya Smiley, he said people watch YouTube while a match is going on. I didn't know. I won't lie to you. See, what do you know? No, not pretend say you know. I don't know everything. I know football, but this YouTube, I'm still learning. I didn't know. I'm just discovering new frontiers, and it's good. I'm getting schooled. I'm getting educated. And thank you to all of those guys on YouTube who did that for me. Okay, so let's go to that comment. Olakole Ojo, you say good morning, boss. Good morning to you. Hybrid 10 say good morning, bros. I did here. I think about it. This guy is in the US. This is like 3 a.m. in the night, making the sacrifice of sleep to be on my show. Is that not worthy of something? Is that not even enough motivation for me to say this project must work? So that at the end of the day, our Hall of Fame, we can print their names and say these people, all these people made sacrifice, time, data to make sure this TV become a landmark TV, a big media that is now touching lives everywhere. Okay. Good morning from Istanbul. That's Kaz_347. Thank you very much. See all the sacrifice that people make. Okay, so on YouTube, JA, considering the performance of Sierra Leone and Cape Verde at the AFCON, complaints about Raw's performance against these two may have been harsh. I said it from the beginning, but people didn't get it. Emmanuel Okonta, he said, good morning from California. It's 12:10 a.m. here. Can you imagine the sacrifice? Thank you very much. I don't take it for granted. And every time sent me US dollar $20. Okay. And Emmanuel, he said, good morning. Emmanuel Okonta, he said, Equatorial made it to semi-finals in 2015. Oh, yes, I know. They have some pedigree. But that time we thought it was fluke. Okay. We thought it was just luck. It was the luck of run and luck of the draws. They met some, Fetamoya teams and then got it all that place. Okay. We know their women team who does look like a group of men anyway than their men team. But beating Algeria the way they did, the astuteness of their play, the way they neutralize, I always say that there are only two tactics in football. Every other thing is aesthetics. Two tactics. One, impose your play, and then two, neutralize your opposition. They neutralized Algeria completely. That Algeria started playing with frustration. There was no calmness anymore. There was no relaxation. I also thought that Mahrez didn't come to this Nations Cup motivated to play or to win. I think he came to this Nations Cup waiting for them to lose quick, and then he will go back and join Man City. That's my opinion. I might be wrong, but that's what I see from his play. Because if I look at the Mahrez that plays for Man City, how he drifted into the 18-yard box, cussing, making himself a nuisance. In this one, is just on the line. Like, he doesn't want to win penalty for his team. He doesn't want to win good free kick for his team. He's just there, not interested like the Arshavin, the later years of Arshavin at Arsenal. I might be wrong, but that's just what I see. So I smiley say, just to see how you watch and analyze lineup, okay, slow and steady, people will tune in. Thank you very much for that. I agree with you. And Emmanuel, he say, love your story. Every time Celebrity is special. Thank you very much. I'm feeling the love every minute. Mr. Fox Officials, you say 3:19 a.m. Yeah, you guys are the real MVP. I'm really lucky and privileged to have you guys, turn off your sleep and turn on to me. I don't take it for granted. Thank you so much. I look forward to the day where one day we'll be here, we'll be doing live, and we'll have like 10,000 people dropping comment. How would they read themselves? That means this show will turn to 2-hour show. Okay, Marcus Ego in Facebook, he says, Singing Bros, good luck. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Ejiro Amagia. He said, Bros, I like your comments to this, your project. God will reward your hard work. Thank you very much. We've got to be honest about it. I'm not going to be able to tell you people that I just sit down. You know how people, motivational speaker make you feel like you just sit down, you just start working, and God just make it happen. Yes, God will make it happen, but you also have to credit the people who God used to make it happen. It's not something that just comes out of nowhere. And on WhatsApp, don't forget, you can also send us a message on WhatsApp. It is 08034277165. Just that this person, okay, this is Peter. Okay. Peter Pan. Okay. Peter says, good morning, Legator. One, please, a quick question. If by adventure Egypt draw against Guinea-Bissau and also draw their last match, they did not draw, they won, and Nigeria beats Guinea-Bissau to 2 points respectively for both teams, Egypt and Sudan, at the end of 3 games. Does that mean only Nigeria 9 points qualifies? No, the team in second position would obviously qualify because qualification is first and foremost guaranteed for first and second team. It's like Italy in 1994. So once you get, there is something called the guaranteed spots. If hypothetically this happened, because this is a very big hypothetical question. If hypothetically this had happened, that's what we would see. But this didn't happen. Let's not forget that part. So we've gotten past this stage, but because you asked the question, I'm obviously obligated to respond to it. If it had happened like that, based on point difference and goal difference, the how do I call it now? The first and second qualifies automatically, and then you now move to the lucky one. The team on 2 points, obviously, the top team, which is Sudan, in your hypothesis, would not even make it to the next round because there are other teams that are already making 3 points that are also in that lucky dip. That's why I call it that lucky dip. And then automatically the Sudan would have eliminated themselves, but and Guinea-Bissau as well. But that doesn't come to play in this one, as our qualifiers are already different from what every other person was hoping would happen. So I think we're no longer in that place where we're thinking that could happen, because that obviously will not happen. That will not happen. Egypt got a win and it changed everything. So let me pull the log for the teams in the what's it called in the groups and show you how it is. In Group A, Cameroon have already qualified with 6 points, 6 maximum points. Burkina Faso will still have to wait for what happened on the final match day, which starts today. Okay, so the result is what will determine that. And there's a caller. I'll come back to that. Let me take this call. Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning to you. How are you doing?
Yeah, Timothy, good morning.
All right, Timothy, talk to us.
Yes, I remember asking you the week before that who are the top favorites for that one. I think I was told when I think I wrote to their favorite. Like, I think before that people actually play favorite, people are going to figure out, okay, this thing actually not people the favorite. And I remember I told one on that day, today actually playing, we were actually, I could give now, Senegal, Algeria, and the Ligue. They don't really play what they want to really have. They really, I think it's good for Africans to be able to see that, okay, all this, that the companions, they're coming out to actually play well. And for that, I do take the time. I'm not a reference national. Like, that guy really makes me
I really don't understand the ball that is going out. I don't understand. He wants to show his monkey skills. No. That goalkeeper is a sellout. He's You're welcome, Timothy. That goalkeeper was a sellout. That's, as far as I'm concerned, that Ivorian goalkeeper is a sellout. Okay, so let's look at the tables. Cameroon is top on six maximum points. They're already through. Burkina Faso will still have to wait for the last game. One of the teams that I really felt for is Ethiopia. I think that Ethiopia played good games, but they just were not good enough. They played very well against Cape Verde. Unfortunately, they got that red card. Against Cameroon in the first half, they were fantastic. They were good. I like their expansive play, but you know how it is. Football is a 90-minute game. I've always said that to people. Sometimes you've got to play ugly and win matches rather than play well and lose. And let's not forget, Rafa Benitez has been fired. I predicted it here that he will not last the whole season. I think that he did very, very bad by a friend and a brother of mine, partner of mine, and I know that he was going to carry that attitude to Everton. But then you can't blame him completely. Moshiri doesn't know what he's doing. Let's come back to the group now. Senegal, even though they've not played well in this tournament, they've got only one goal, won one game, and drew the other one. They are in first position in Group B. Group B would have to be one of that group where you just look and laugh. Okay, so Senegal in first position. Whatever happened, most likely they would qualify. Zimbabwe look like the team that is already out of that group. Every other team have a chance to qualify. So we'll see what happens there. In Group C, Morocco are showing some excellent form. They've won their 2 games and picked up 6 points, scored 3 goals in the process. That's fantastic for them. Gabon did well to come back against Ghana and get that draw. And that puts them on 4 points. And Ghana, who are bragging that they will beat Comoros. All Gabon needs anyway is to get a draw against Morocco, and both through to the next round. And then Ghana will now have to prove themselves. But if Comoros goes ahead, all Comoros need to eliminate Ghana is to get a draw. Can they pull the strings and get that draw? I don't know. But I think that is a lot of arrogance on their part. But then let's see what goes on. Because if Morocco goes on to beat Gabon again, then Gabon will be in a very tight place. So Ghana needs to win. But if they win, they'll be on 4 points. That's the highest they can get to. But then let's say Gabon, hypothetically, Gabon wins on Morocco because maybe Morocco fields a reserve side. While Gabon will now have Aubameyang and the rest of them. Not like Aubameyang is in best form anyway. And we see what comes out. And if they win, it changes the whole conversation again. 4 points does not naturally guarantee a third place team qualification. Let's also put that in perspective. You will have to look at the other teams. There are teams that will have 5 points or 6 points that could still be in third position based on goal difference. Then in the Nigerian group, it is lovely to see that going into this tournament, people didn't think that Nigeria was good enough to be in this position after 2 games. We already have 6 maximum points and we're playing against Guinea-Bissau in our next game. So Nigeria have 6 points, Egypt have 3 points, Guinea-Bissau and Sudan have 1 point apiece. Okay, it's going to be the battle between Egypt and Sudan. It's battle of the northern team, and then Nigeria will play against Guinea-Bissau. Okay, let's see how that goes. Ivory Coast have 4 points in their group. Equatorial Guinea have 3 points. Sierra Leone have 2 points, and Algeria 1 point. Algeria can only get to 4 points. Sierra Leone, if they win, they can get to 5 points. Equatorial Guinea, if they win, they get to 6 points. Ivory Coast does look like worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, they have qualified. My reason for saying that is, okay, they have 4 points, right? So Algeria can get up to 4. They can get past 4. Sierra Leone can get up to 5. Equatorial Guinea can get up to 6. So what Ivory Coast need to make that happen is for them to make sure Algeria doesn't win. If they get a draw against Algeria, they get to 5 points. Whatever happens, they have qualified automatically. And then in Group F, which is the last group, you have Gambia, Mali, Tunisia, Mauritania. If anybody had told you that a group that have Mali, Tunisia, Mauritania, and Gambia, that Gambia will be at the top of the group in the second, after the second round of matches, we would all swear that, nah, this is not possible. It's not going to happen. Well, right before our eyes, it's happening. Football is not played on paper, it's played on grass and dealing with weathers and the elements and all that. And somehow Gambia, the country that is known more for fish than football, a country that is inside another country, a country that is inside Senegal, have somehow managed to be on top of their group. So let's say, hypothetically, I was playing this scenario last night. Gambia and Senegal makes it to the finals. Do you know that it is one country that will play in the finals? That's what it means. If you've ever visited Gambia, and it's a lovely place to visit. Okay, there are lovely places in Africa to visit: Gambia, Nigeria, South Africa. South Africa is beginning to look like artificial beauty anyway. It's looking like New York. Okay. Mauritania, Seychelles, Zanzibar, Kenya, Rwanda, and the rest of them. One thing you'll notice about Gambia is their fish, their food. Oh, God. I can talk about that for like many years. I might tell you guys a story of how a girl made me to go to Gambia, right? Girl I saw on Facebook, and I jumped on the plane. I went to go and look for her in Gambia. That's a topic for another day. Let's look at the comments on this page. Okay, Abington, he said, I encourage everyone to support ELEGBETE on Super Chat if you are able. Thank you very much, bro. Thank you. I really appreciate this. I'm close to tears, but I'm forming Agbakaya. I'm forming Strongman. So if you look at the teams now that are lined up in the rankings, okay, Pato rankings, Tunisia, who is third on their group, have 3 points. So they are there. Malawi, who is also, third on their group, is also there. And 3 points. And then you have Cape Verde, you have Sierra Leone. As it is right now, Ghana is eliminated, Guinea-Bissau is eliminated. So we're going to wait for the final round of matches to determine who makes it. And the final round of matches starts today. Okay, so let's go back to our conversation. Okay, which teams have really impressed you so far in this tournament? Which teams have also not impressed you? For me, even though Senegal are on top of Group B, they have not impressed me at all. They scored 1 goal they've not considered, I agree. But when you have Senegal with Sadio Mane and the rest of his teammates, which I think, again, Senegal is one of the star-studded teams in this tournament. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you have players like Sadio Mane, Sarr, the rest of them that you have, and you're complaining about Fadilou Koulibaly that is not available, like you're conceding goal, I think that that's a problem. But then a Liverpool fan can also argue that when Virgil van Dijk was not there, the team could not go forward properly. I also agree on that. But I think that they've not done well when you play against Guinea, Malawi, Zimbabwe, who's really not been too good. I don't think that they've covered themselves in glory. Teams that have impressed me the most, who I didn't expect anything from, starts with Nigeria. Going into this tournament, we complained about how Ganatra is not good because Cape Verde and the rest of the Central African Republic was playing Nigeria. We didn't have the pattern. Okay, so Iguavon came in, no friendly match before the tournament. His players were not complete. He had 12 players for a very long time. His players came to camp and they were going about. They came to Nigeria, but they were not in camp. Ahmed Musa is the chiefest of them and he's the captain of the team. Long and short, we got to a point where we went to Cameroon without the full complement of our team, not forgetting the withdrawals of Leon Balogun, Shehu Abdullahi, who got injured. Judo Galo's club refused to allow to come in. And as I predicted a long time ago, Victor Osimhen, whose injury could not allow him to continue. Now, we went to this tournament. Let's be fair. A lot of Nigerians didn't believe in Iguavon. I don't know what he did to Nigerians. But a lot of people, I saw a lot of comments. At some point, when I was defending Iguavon on Murphy's page, and somebody chatted me up and said, why am I trying to do PRO for a coach that is not good? I was like, wow. All I was saying was just give him a chance. Let him fail first. Because so you want him to fail with the Super Eagles? These Super Eagles, as they're going to this Nations Cup, Egypt will first beat us 5-0. After Egypt beat us, and then the team will be destroyed, and we'll not go and play the other game, and then we'll not be able to qualify. It's okay. You are God. I am not. I'm human. I can only do what a human being will do. And I always say to people, I'm an analyst professionally. I think I'm the best in the world. But when it comes to Super Eagles, I am biased. I say it up front. I am biased. I'm always going to support the Super Eagles. If we like it, let's play world champion France. I will support Super Eagles. Let's play a combination of France, Italy, England, and the rest of. I will support Super Eagles. I will tell you that Super Eagles will beat them. That's just it. It's like my child going into a competition with anybody. I don't care if you like be Mark Zuckerberg or I don't care. I'll tell you that my child is the best. That's who I am. So I don't care what you think. That's just who I am. I'm biased in that form. So I said going into this tournament, I think I remember telling him I was having a conversation with Ahmad. I said I think that Iguavon should be left alone to take this team, and I think that Iguavon will go to the World Cup. That was the day before we now brought out the athletes video that we did for Iguavon, and everybody was raging. I had there because we're in a meeting, and I said, "See, Ahmad, leave this guy. Let him take the team. I'm not against you bringing Joseph Osero, but I think that Iguavon have the team in his heart. This is the team he played for. He captain for. He won the Nations Cup with. He's also not done well as a coach. He won bronze before. He wants to redeem himself. This is the best time. Everybody loves a comeback story. This is Iguavon's last chance, last rodeo, and this is his best opportunity to make a name for himself. You never can tell what will happen. And everybody in the room just looked at me like, "Are you mad? You're even mad, or something is wrong with you? What did you smoke?" It's like, you sure one person who accused me that Iguavon is giving money, and immediately I said, "Bros, how much did they pay Iguavon?" Like, Iguavon get money. You know, I was that angry. I was like, Iguavon get money, give who money, you know. But look at how it is now. CAF was already rating Iguavon as one of the most technical coach in this tournament. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Against Sudan, we didn't play well. You know, say for house, you will talk truth. We didn't play well. But we got the best result we've gotten in this tournament. We played against Egypt, we played very well, but we didn't convert our chances. Against Sudan, we didn't play well, and you know the goals that we scored, apart from the second goal, the first two goals were just wobbly goals. Okay, any good team will not concede those two goals, but that's football. Sometimes you play badly and win. That's what makes Alex Oga one of the greatest coaches of all time. The ability to play bad and still pick up all 3 points is one of those things that stand him out. So Nigerian coach have been rated as one of the best in the tournament, and the reason they gave from the CAF technical report is that it's the only coach who's been able to evolve his team per game, and even in the game management, he's been able to evolve his team to play to their strength. So that for me is a very, very, very big plus for Iguavon, at least for the fight for indigenous coaches. Now it needs to take it to another level. Now we've gone from he can't do it to now having expectation on him, and you know sometimes that's what breaks the canvas back. When you put expectation on people, the pressure of that expectation kills them. Some people perform very well when you don't have expectation on them. You're not looking at them. You're not focusing on them. You know when you're writing an exam in an exam hall, and then the invigilator, invigilator will call it. Okay, invigilator is in the front. You'll be writing well. But once that invigilator gets up from where he is and walk and then come to your side and just stand by your side like this, and maybe you just make one noise, like that. You start doubting yourself. You start thinking that, oh, you don't feel, no, this sound means that you don't know what you did right. Oh, my brother, I'm dead. You know, you start having that feeling. And that feeling alone can destroy you. Okay, so now there's pressure. There's pressure on Eguavoen to deliver. One, the question is, in the last game, is he going to play his starting 11 or is he going to play the players, the reserve players? What is he going to do? How is he going to manage his team? What are we going to see? And then if he plays the reserve team and we lose, would that affect the team going into the knockout stage, the round of 16 and all of that? That's the conversation. But then you guys can have your say on it. But let me go back to Facebook and see what you guys are saying there and join in on the conversation, okay? Nasri Olabode Olafe, it's been a while. I haven't had the chance to watch any of the AFCON AOU Mr. Football matches, but I keep myself updated here. I hope we can still be connected with African football and sports going forward. Obviously, we can, but on Wednesday, I'm going to Cameroon. I'm done with being here. So I want to be in the front of the action and do some things. Yes, we can still be connected, and I still need to come see you. We still have some very beautiful scores to settle. John Ekboto, he said, good morning, sir. Margaret, sir, thank you very much. And then he said, please, sir, look at that Ivory Coast group. Okay, I'm going to look at it. I'll come back and give you my take on it. Is Group E. Okay, let me read some further comment. Rumour Peace, Isaiah. In the year that King Uriah died, I saw the Lord, Isaiah. Oh, I will go before you and make a way. The crooked ways will be straight. Bros, you still didn't include Warri as one of the places to visit. The same mistake you did during Nigeria versus Sudan match. I beg, Adam, next time. Okay, so Warri is not really a destination. Maybe Abraka because of the water. Warri is not a destination. Warri doesn't look like a place where you pack your bag and say, I'm going to Warri. But Warri is like going to Jamaica, right? If you're going to Jamaica for the sea, the beach resort, it's a different thing. But if you're going to Jamaica, and you talk like I don't go to Jamaica myself. But if you're going to Jamaica to experience the hood, then if you want to experience the best hood in Nigeria, I think Warri is the place to go. But if you're looking for tourist destination, like a place where you go and enjoy yourself, Warri is just nothing. But hood life, you want to go enjoy hood life, want to eat local food, the best. I think Warri cook the best local food. I don't think there's any place in Warri where you will eat local food and you will get typhoid fever. I don't think, because Warri, they cook food like they are cooking in the way you cook in your house. Every roadside cook like they are cooking for their family. So that's some of the things you can enjoy Warri. But we're still talking sports. Let's go back to sports. And then on YouTube, we've got a lot of comments there as well. So let me go back again. Wow. Hey, Johnny Gaffay just sent me £4.49. First time in the history of this channel that we're getting pounds. I'm loving this thing. Oh, I don't know, but hey, because in life, I feel like the general overseer of a very big church. But thank you very much. Thank you very much for making me laugh and distracting me. Right? I'm written. They say, okay, I've read that one. Peter Orukbe. Peter Light. He said, Equatorial Guinea has impressed me. They are very tactical. Yes, I agree. Watch them closely. Ivory Coast were lucky beating them 1-0. Likewise, Nigeria, Senegal, and Egypt and Algeria have all been shambolic. I agree with you totally. Senegal is a team that does not deserve to be on top of their group, but they've been lucky. Good team they've also not considered. And they have a very beautiful goalkeeper like our own goalkeeper, Mariko Okoye. And I said, if you ever see Pinnick, please tell him to always look inward, rather always looking for foreign coaches. I still remember seeing Pinnick boasting about having Arsenal season ticket Umbrella FM. Yeah, so he says that recently we were having a conversation. He said, I paid £14,000. I was like, man. I said, listen, my father worked for Arsenal for 15 years, so I have an FA Cup medal in my house. The only ones that you're saying is your own, but me. And see, I understand. When Amaju gave me his explanation on why he wants to get a foreign coach, I understood him. So let's be fair to him as well. So this is the reason he gave me. He said that Nigerian players do not respect Nigerian coaches. And Nigerian coaches also do not respect themselves. They don't waste time in going to beg these players money, in collecting bribe from these players. And that is a game changer. Let me give you a very good example. I've known Jude Odioigalo for close to 12 years now, 15 years. I've not thought of asking him for help. No, he's my friend. Ovamiano interview a footballer to be friends, right? I could go to his house. The mom know me. Everybody, members of the family knows me. Everywhere he's been, I'm like on top of the information. They know how. When everybody was saying he's going to Newcastle, he told me, "Bros, if I go to Newcastle, are you go first me? Are you go bring the news?" You know, but I just feel like most times I rather ask you guys because you feel my struggle. Most times, once you start asking footballers money, and maybe because I played football, I understand that every footballer always think that everybody wants to exploit them, everybody wants to steal from them, everybody think that they have more than they have. The respect will disappear. And so he explained to me that Nigerian players don't respect Nigerian coaches. That even as successful as Stevie Keshi was, there was issues. And you saw players coming out to say Keshi took 30 million from them, or 100,000 pounds from them, $100,000. Should have maybe paid 100,000 pounds. That's why they took him to the World Cup. Brandy Day, who was the Roberto Firmino of the team when we won the Nations Cup in 2013, didn't go to the Nations Cup. Sunday Oba was the revelation of the team, didn't go to the Nations Cup because they both refused to sign on to Keshi's friend who was supposed to manage them. Well, that's a conversation. Dead people don't come back to fight for themselves. They say don't speak ill of the dead, but we speak ill of Hitler. So I don't believe in that rule. But then, Jonas Sondolise, my all-time favorite Super Eagles player, came into the team and we saw how the team disintegrated. So he said to me, listen, I was patient with Gunnar Trump because I wanted to avoid that image of Nigeria not always being patient with coaches, even though at some point, after the third year, we were tired of his ways of coaching and managing the team. But we didn't want to create a bad image. We were trying to build image. Image is really all about image. So that advertisers, sponsors, and the rest of them can put their money in the team. And then we don't start going to government for money. It's the first FA president that could go months of matches without collecting money from the government. So, whoa, Johnny Gaffer, thank you very much. And so I understand his position on getting another foreign coach. But I also insisted, I remember I said to him, I said, anything you like, you talk, Amaju, this is my position. Now, I've also, as I grow, back in the day, maybe 10 years ago, I will argue my position. And if you don't agree with me, I will hate you for your position. I used to be like that. I used to be very brutal, hard tackle mentality. But I've matured. I've grown to know that we both can both disagree and still have respect for each other. So I told him, see, you're the boss when it comes to NFF. I am just a guy who thinks that there is going to always be a Nigerian solution to Nigerian problem. That's my belief. I'm a Pan-Africanist to the point where I believe that all of African problems will only be solved by Africans. Now, I might be wrong. I can't stay here and telling people that my theory, my whatever I'm propounding is the ultimate. But I've always insisted, even if you're in my circle, I've always insisted to people that Nigerian problem, whether it is road, whether it's car manufacturing, whether it's healthcare, whether it's electricity, refineries, educational sector, it is Nigerian solution that will solve it. We need Nigerian solution to be able to solve it. Just the same way Africa need African solution, because some of these theories that are propounding abroad in the Western world would not work here. Okay, greenhouse farming, this one, that one, that one, that one. We don't have that kind of weather, we don't have the kind of environment, we don't have the kind of facility. So we have to find our own solution to our own problem. That is one of the things that I've always pushed. And so by providence, so this was not us doing PR. We had already interviewed Iguavon before. We were trying to create, we saw coach's voice and we said, how is it that no African coach is on it? We cannot lament that Oyibo people need to call our coach. Let us create a platform for African coaches. So we created Fame Room. So we interviewed Iguavon. We wanted to interview Iguavon and Sasa, but the Sasa own will not put it out. We wanted to interview Amonike. Amonike was in Spain, and he told us that when he comes back to Africa for the Nations Cup, and the African Nations Cup, we would interview him. We'll produce it, so we'll say fine. Finidi George, because of AIBA's matches back and front on the continent, we couldn't do it because it's expensive flying a crew going to these places. But we already have a government because we went to Abuja to shoot our podcast, and I called him to be on the podcast, myself and Emmanuel Babayaro. And he came in and I told him, we want to do this one. So we were editing when they announced him as interim. We were not afraid. It's like, if we put this there, people will say we're trying to force the hand of the NFF. After that argument with Amaju, and I said, you know what, let's put this there. Let's leave Nigerians to decide who they want. Because Nigerians were still on the to be or not to be. Iguavon is not good, Iguavon is good. So, okay, let's put it out and then let Nigerians even hear Iguavon, because sometimes you've got to hear a man's heart. Empathy is a big tool in life. So let Nigerians hear him. We put that video out on Atlas. And when Nigeria saw him talk about the good old days when he came into football from the 80s and then into the 90s, when won the Nations Cup, they were playing the axle of the team, they were playing wing play and all that. Nigerians, the comment, we got like 10,000, 11,000 views on that production, and the comment was large. You know, one of the things about YouTube is comments sometimes is as important as anything. And so people start taking it. There was that segue. People would take the video, download it, edit some parts, and put it on their talk show, on radio, on TV, on different YouTube forum, on different Instagram forum. It became a big deal. People were calling me to have me on their live, you know. So it was a big deal. From that moment, I told that I said, now be the judge. Are you going to force something on Nigerians just because it pleases you, or you're going to look at what Nigerians like and give them what they like? And when anything goes wrong, you will say, but we all collectively agree on this. Rather than you bringing Jose Peseiro, because let's be honest, Jose Peseiro will not like Nigeria more than Nigerians. Look at the people watching this channel today. This is a Nigerian person presented in Lagos, but look at the amount of foreigners. You think white people are not seeing my channel? They are. I'm not. This is not racist, but they might not be connected to it, and it's not by force. It is still my people that will still come and lift me up and elevate me. So I said, let Nigerians decide. And he said, okay, let's go to the Nations Cup. Jose Peseiro will come as an observer. I said, no, if you put Jose Peseiro in that stadium, anywhere sitting, cameras will pan on him and give this impression, where commentators are talking, give this impression that he is the one that's running the strings. Let him stay in his Portugal, wherever he is, and let him go and fail. What's that can happen? Let him fail and fail forward. Learn from it. And lo and behold, he went there and he did what he did against Egypt. He did what he did against Sudan. And here we are talking, having a different conversation around it. Now, as I yesterday, I want to fly back to Nigeria, then first today on the charter flight, and he's going to go back again to Cameroon tomorrow. He needed to do some stuff, raise some fund, extra funding and the rest. Now, we had a conversation yesterday night. It's early this morning, because we're around 1 a.m. this morning. And he said, like play. I said, we'll go find us. I say, hey, hold it. Like, I've not been the coach. This guy, you didn't really think. He said, no, I believe in him, but I was just afraid that Nigerians will not be happy with an indigenous coach. And I said, yes, I'm easy lies the head that wears the crown, but hey, this is what it is. I'm not putting this pressure of we go to the finals first on it. Let's take it one game at a time. Let's play the next group game, the last one. Then let's get to the round of 16, which we were already qualified for. We get past that one, we're in the quarterfinals. We get past the quarterfinals, we're in the semifinals. We get past the semifinals, and hell, we can talk about finals. But right now, let's take it one game at a time, and then we'll see how it goes from there. That's my take. I don't know what your take is, but that's the explanation for how we got into the conversation around the white coach, because I was deep into it. This is not a hearsay. I was in the middle of the conversation. So I know how it got to this point. But thank God, Iguavo is not disappointed, because sometimes you would pick somebody and try to give him a chance. Silas Ferguson did with Moyes, and Moyes landed Manchester United in 7th position, a place they've never been in the Premier League history. So sometimes it's a gamble. Thank God Iguavo is not failing me, he's not failing us. Let's see how it goes. Well, Wednesday I'll see him. I've not spoken to him for a while. Emmanuel Okonta, I said the Guinea-Bissau, the Salah goal against Egypt deserved to be a goal. Even me, I think that at some point, CAF, I don't know, but CAF began to see that some of the big teams will be knocked out. Maybe the fans will no longer be in the stadium. The competition would lose its value. And that happens everywhere. In Europe, we saw how the Premier League rigged the league table 2 seasons ago to make Manchester United qualify for the Champions League instead of Sheffield United. And we also saw how they rigged it to relegate Aston Villa and relegate Watford and let Aston Villa survive 2 seasons ago. If you check go back immediately after COVID, you see the result and how it was. But I mean, it's football. These things happen. It's about the highest bidder. People leave to keep the guys who will pay big money, big taxes, and the rest in their competition. So I understand. It's not an excuse, but I understand. I don't think that goal should have been disallowed. But we've seen all of that happen before. Johnny Gafai said, I came across you some months ago. You're my favorite sports analyst. Thank you very much. Knowledgeable, wise, and objective in your analysis. Love from London. Oh, thank you very much. And then he sent me £449. Oh God. Oh God, my mama Charlie. Oh God. Oh, thank you very much. Esther Patrick said, good morning, boss. Where is Liverpool? Esther Patrick, we had a conversation around me telling you that Man City will win the league. And you said, common 3 points, I mean 6 points. Now you can make them win the league. Hello, how was saying that? Do you still think that Man City will not win the league? And then when I said, I was just laid off from work and gladly have your story as motivation. Okay. It's easy for me to tell you that everything will be fine. Right? That's the normal cliche, the right thing to say. But the truth is everything will be fine. You see, people get fired for different reasons. I never thought that in my entire lifetime I will be the person, because that's the first time ever I was sacked in any job. Okay, but I'll be the person that will get fired for doing good. People get fired for coming late to work. People get fired for being unproductive, right? And I like radio. One of the things I love about radio is the evidence. It's like pregnancy, it go show. Consider when I was in Brilla and where they are today. They spent more money, they paid more salaries now compared to when I was there, right? But we see the output. We see how Nigeria for now is a go-to when it comes to sports and anything in Nigeria today in broadcasting. Okay, compared to when I was there. I mean, you wouldn't think about that radio station when I was in Brilla in the morning, as crazy as it was. So I don't know why they laid you off. The company might have a reason, but you see, find the thing that you can do. If you want to go back and work somewhere else, go about it. Don't mull over the sack. And that's one of the things that I did that was beautiful. People thought I was going to come out, even Brilla people, they were prepared. They thought I was going to come out and be ranting and that's not important. Even when they came after me, took my car, told people not to give me job and the rest of them because they felt like I was supposed to come back. The whole idea was bring me to my knees, I'll come back and beg for the job. I was like, I don't need to because I was doing right? Just focus. Focus. If you have a wife, have truthful conversation with your wife. If you have good friends, this is the time you will know. Talk to them. Be very honest in the conversation. Don't, hallucinate. Don't say things that are not real. Be focused. Somebody else is going to see you and reach out to you. I mean, people could even be watching this now and reach out to you. Just make sure you put out what you can do, the truth about what you can do and the things that you cannot do. And somebody else is going to call you. It's going to be even bigger than, what you think you lost. Sometimes that's how it is. If I don't want to sound religious, but if God wants to move you forward and you're not willing to move, God will dry up the tree there where you are staying under. And when sun starts to beat you, you will move. And then you go and enter into your prepared destiny. That's the way I see it anyway. Every time I say, well done, Johnny Gafar. Every time again, he said they respected Keshi. No, not at the beginning. Not at the beginning. I was deep into that thing. Not at the beginning. Not at the beginning. And the respect came in after the group stage. There was plenty of infighting. So yeah, I know that team deeper than even this team. So I know how it is. Just like the 2016 team that went on to win bronze in the Olympics. I know how it was. Nigerian players don't respect indigenous coaches. You need to do something extra. Sasha got the respect of his team when he started raising fund, and I was part of that fundraising team deep into it. When Sasha was going to people to go beg for money. God, I don't do something to Nigerian football, bro. Go to people's house to go beg them for money so that, the players can be inspired. Look at when Imama Mapakabo, who didn't have the kind of network and connection that Sasha had. Emmanuel Dennis refused to play for him. Most players, Manuka Okoye didn't come. After I agreed to come, his coach threatened him and he didn't come. Most players turned their back on him. If he was a foreign coach, they wouldn't do that. If he was a big name coach, they wouldn't do that. It just happens like that. Okay? They didn't respect Raw Betty Vos. No, they respected Raw. As a matter of fact, let me tell you something there. Raw became too confident and became too relaxed. Try and realize that when Raw came in, we had not qualified for the Nations Cup back to back. The team was dead. The team had battles with Sunday Olise. It was the last indigenous coach in the team that didn't get the respect. So when he came in, he galvanized the team. And he was the first coach. Nigeria should always remember that. He was the first coach since 1980 or 1974 who came into a team that didn't have a standard goalkeeper. The team didn't have a spine. Eyama just retired. We went to the Nations Cup. Victor Moses retired. Mikel Obi pulled out, and then Ojo Gallo retired. These guys retired because of previous issues, pains that they were carrying. But they've got mad respect for Gunnar Trump. That's why Ojo agreed to come back, and some other players wanted to come back. But there was just this whole issue of there was a mess in the team. Now, he stabilized the team, but he got overconfident. He got too relaxed. The team was disciplined for the first 3 years. After that, it became a shit because the players were no longer responding. You know, they felt like, oh, not be us. They became Samson. Not be us. We just show up and we will deliver. But then there was a Delilah in their midst. And then they went in with dreadlock and came out Arukeli. Okay, they went in as Bob Marley or Lucky Dube, and then they came out as Arukeli. And that's where the whole dynamics changed. And once the team lost that, the center cannot hold. And it happens with every leader. There comes a point where a leader gets too familiarized with his team, and then his team no longer take it serious. So sometimes you need to show, I'm still the boss, okay? You need to show some firmness, some discipline, and then come back again to being a leader. But it's not easy. Okay, Hamilton said he seems obsessed with using Nigeria to move up the ladder. Apparently, he wanted AFCON to be postponed. The reason why he wanted AFCON to be postponed was a good reason. It was not just him alone. Okay, so let me tell you the story behind that AFCON postponement conversation. There are 22 members of the FIFA, the CAF Executive Council. 21 people wanted it to be postponed. But you know how it is. In every gathering, there are people who can speak up in public, and then there are those who cannot. They wanted it postponed because Cameroon had not, the facilities in Cameroon for the Nations Cup have not been well done. The dressing room, so many things have not been well done. Cameroon didn't want it to happen. So let me tell you the backstory. Now, the Francophone-speaking African countries felt like Cameroon had 4 years to do this. If they postpone it, it will be a disgrace to them. It will be a shame, right? It will be an embarrassment because every time the tournament is going to North Africa or West Africa or Southern Africa, they don't do that. They can call them in the last minute and they will fit in. So they didn't want that embarrassment. Now, this is the game changer. The president, and I'm telling you this, these are facts. The president of CAF, you know, I keep saying that I don't want us to meet DR Congo. Today, you're going to know the secret. The president of CAF have his biggest gold mine in Congo, DR Congo. The president of DR Congo called him and told him, guy, I don't want this Nations Cup postponed. Let's get done with it and then move on because it will be an embarrassment of Francophone countries if we can't get this thing going. The guy said, okay. So the other people, in politics, you must lobby. Everybody started lobbying. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Samuel Eto'o just became president. Let's have this Nations Cup, whatever it is. Let's get it going. They wanted to hide behind Omicron. But then when I realized that Omicron is only what, affecting people in the Western Hemisphere than us. Because if you notice, COVID proliferate during winter. And during winter in Europe is our hottest period. It's our summer. So if you look, even in the Nations Cup, all of the people that had positive, the people came from Europe. All of the people that came from the African regions got tested and there was no positive in them. So that's another conversation, another politics, another talk for another day. But when I got to that point where I said, okay, let's get it going, they agreed and they settled their difference. But it's one of those things that happen. Politics is politics. Also, Amadu felt like we didn't have a team. We needed some time. Okay, that's another back end of it. We needed some time for the coach to settle in and get his job done, get some friendly matches. So if we are postponing to March or May, June, it would have done us plenty of good. FIFA also wanted the Nations Cup postponed. So it's not an Amadu thing, but that's politics. In politics, you don't blame people for taking side or for taking decisions. These things happen. So on Instagram, thanks, boss. You are also talking to me this morning. A downfall in life doesn't mean the end of life. One has to take the process and move on. I agree with you 100%. And just be honest with yourself, be truthful to yourself. Look for few friends. Don't talk to everybody about the problem because some people will go and advertise on social media. That's just the truth. Just look for a few friends. Trust a few people. I don't believe in this idea of saying go into your bedroom and pray and then trust no one. No, learn to trust people. God created this world for people to be there for people. God will never show up. I've never seen God all my life. I'm 44 years and counting. I've never seen God all my life. But I've seen God at work using people, strangers. I mean, people just giving me money, very hard for that money, just sending me money. That's God at work. But you have to trust people and then you have to put yourself out. Because if you're not prepared, opportunities will come, it will pass you by. And amazing fruit kitchen, my friend. Thank you very much. Guys, you follow Amazing Fruit Kitchen on Instagram. He said, thank you for reminding Nigerians again. The team was nothing. No focus, no spine. The team was performing out of nowhere. Qualified for tournaments with 2 games to spare. You have just summarized this state. Okay, so we must remember all of that. Miss Smilers, he said, what do you feel about Sky Sports showing and posting highlights of AFCON. If they have the rights to do it, then they should do it. I mean, there are a lot of Premiership players that are there. It's good, but they just show the matches without analyzing or pre-match analysis. Okay, so sometimes you have to understand the contract. To set a studio up and get analysts, you will pay them. Does it add up to their bottom line commercially? If it doesn't add up to their bottom line commercially, you can't blame them. Sky Sports is not a charity organization. It's a business organization. It's like, okay, I am here doing this thing. Every month, it costs me 100,000 naira to pay for 1 terabyte with 98,600. So, but let's say 100,000 naira. There are people who have come here to tell me, I want to do this show in the afternoon. I want to do this show in the evening. I'm excited about the show, but I ask myself, if these people run my data down, is this show going to bring money? If it's not going to bring money, shut down and play the music that we're playing on the cloud, okay? Because this radio is 2-in-1. There is a cloud account that runs the radio. I would love to have shifts running from money tonight, but we can't fund it right now. I can't pay. We're not earning money right now. And that's the truth. I'm not ashamed to say it. So Sky Sports, Rupert Murdoch might be one of the richest media mogul, but then you have to ask yourself. You see those things that you see Carragher, Neville, and the rest of them doing. Carragher is on a £4.6 million per annum contract. You don't tie up those contracts. The AFCON to set up a studio, you have to pay for production team. You have to pay. So why not just broadcast it with just having a league so that you keep your African audience? Because what they really want is the matches. If they want analysis, they should go and look for Elegbete on his channel and listen to it, because that's the way it is. There are some matches you will have to do like that, and then there are some others. Sky Sports is programmed to sell the Premier League and then the Champions League. Anything aside that is just pick and choose that they are doing to retain an audience. Even Netflix does the same thing. Netflix pays $10 million per episode for Money Heist. How much did they pay for King Daddy? Chief Daddy or King of Boys? I'm missing two films together. King of Boys. So as good as King of Boys with all the work that Kenny put in, it's 3.5 million, right? So it's about the market, the audience that they want. Okay, that's what you have to look at. It's not nice to you. It might look like politics, but the question is, how many African media are also showing it? To buy rights, they're expensive, oh my dear. When you spend that money, finish. You call it one broadcast. No. They're even trying. In the middle of European football, they are broadcasting African, and they're trying. I know what broadcasting is. If I don't know anything, I know what this whole media are. So let me give you a very good example. We're producing a FIFA for the Super Eagles now. The budget to produce is $1 million. Why is it $1 million? To buy archive alone is $600,000. Where does that $600,000 go? We're trying to buy 2 hours of archive. What is 2 hours of archive? Let me break it down. Matches that have been paid, that have been played before that you don't have, like the qualifiers, World Cup matches that when you're telling the story, you want to infuse it into it, like the all or nothing. 1 minute of a football archive, 1 minute is $10,000. So calculate that into 2 hours and see how much comes out of it. So we're even trying to cut it down at 2 hours, money will kill us, so we might not make profit, we might not be able to pay investors money. So football is expensive. That's why people don't do football film in Africa. You see a lot of football film in Europe and South America, but we can't do here because everything you're buying is in dollars. Before you convert it, you're going to take loan from the bank in naira, and then you convert to dollar, it becomes change. You can take 50 million from the bank, and then it's not up to $1 million in my dear, it's much. It's a long story. It's a conversation for another day. So all of those things comes. Buying sports content is heavily expensive. Okay. And then sometimes you might even infringe on the right of the player. Because let's say, for instance, you want to do that thing, you want to shoot Osimhen. Osimhen have image right sold to Napoli. You're going to go negotiate with Napoli that we want to use this guy, but we're talking about Nigerian football, but he's a Napoli player. That's a key thing, key element of the conversation. It's a topic for another day. It's a long one. You want to have analysts in the studio, but you have to think of contract, money, funding, and budgeting. It's much. Okay, let's come back to YouTube. Matthias Jacob, he said, good morning to you, sir. Yourself, humbleness, and giving credit to whom it is due is one thing I love more in you. Keep it up. May people help you if you don't talk up. You be devil. Matthias Jacob, Nigeria is the first team that have surpassed me the most. God bless you, Johnny Gafar. Matthias, I also say, Harry, God bless you and many other people that are supporting the channel. Matthias, I say, please, what is your take on FIFA award this month? Well, let it come. Let's have the award before I have my take. I'm not going to say much now. Ezra Patrick, thanks for your kind words, sir. Don't worry, you're good. Things to be good. Things to be good. Jeremy, he said you're doing an awesome job, Mr. Idafi. Thank you very much. We've passed the 10 o'clock hour. But remember, I was playing Kid Rock music, so I want to make up for the time that we missed. Okay, and Ruma, I say, bros, you still did. Okay, I think I've read this one on Facebook. We have reached the end of the line with the Facebook comment, and also on YouTube. I hope that we've had a great show today. JA, he said Iwobi has been disappointing so far. Well, when I talk about Iwobi, a lot of people were attacking me here. If you go to the video that I did about Iwobi, when I put that, if you go to our YouTube channel, check that video where you have Iwobi and Aribo's picture. A lot of people were insulting me, saying all sort of things. But I mean, I've seen football long enough to have an informed opinion about players. But I understand the sentiment. Sometimes somebody even said that because Iwobi is not from my place. I don't know how people even think so. Okay, say Iwobi has been disappointed so far. Nigeria should replace him on the right side with Amao on the left side. Lukman is a good alternative squad member to Moses Simon and can cross the ball better. Well, I agree with you, but say no matter how much we want to rip into Moses Simon, one of the things that I'm going to tell you guys is Moses Simon have value to that team, and he's not one a player you want to drop. Yes, I think he can improve his crosses. I hope I see him when I get to Cameroon. I'll just give him his side talk like, guy, nobody's criticizing you for bad. You're doing well. Your runs are good. You track back very well. You help the team to add more bodies when we lose the ball. But you would go from just Moses Simon to a world-class player if your crosses are very good, because you enter the channels very well. You enter those pocket of spaces that wingers are supposed to enter, and then you are amazing in your run. So you're going left, you're going right, you're zigzagging and ziplining through opposition. They fear you already because of your performance against Egypt. But just think about it, that you know when to cross a precise cross, you know when to cut back accurately, and these things are causing trouble for opposition. You go from just this Moses Simon to a player that people like Real Madrid, Juventus, Bayern Munich will be looking at. So think about it and then find out how to improve your game. It's not hard. It's not hard. The hardest part is to have stamina like you have. The hardest part is to run like you run. The hardest part is to dribble like you dribble. To kick this ball, it's not hard. There's a technique to it. You can learn it. And I think if he does listen, it would work. Somebody said I should talk about what's group now? The Ivory Coast group. Okay, Ivory Coast is on 4 points. Equatorial Guinea is on 3 points. Sierra Leone is on 2 points, and Algeria is on 1 point. And they've all played 2 games. So these are the possibilities. Ivory Coast play Algeria next, Equatorial Guinea and Sierra Leone play each other next. Ivory Coast were lucky, bad goalkeeping, cost them to lose that game. They would have been to draw that game. Sorry, they would have been on 6 points now. But having said that, I think that Algeria put themselves in a place where it is almost impossible now for them to go forward unless they, wrestle the chestnut out of the fire in their final group game where they play against Algeria. Equatorial Guinea and Sierra Leone. Equatorial Guinea gets a draw, they could be on 4 points. That means that if Algeria wins, there'll be 3 teams in that group that is on 4 points. Equatorial Guinea will be on top, and then Algeria will be second, and Ivory Coast will be top. But then if Ivory Coast gets a draw, they'll be on 5 points. Equatorial Guinea needs to draw or win against Sierra Leone, just a draw anyway, and both of them will qualify. And then this group would most likely not produce anything for the next round. Okay, this group is most likely also going to be the group where Nigerian opponent will come from. Okay, so it's something to look at for. But let's see how it goes at the end of the day. The Smiley, he said even Everton na small boys the bench am. Yes, J Dele one. He says since you are traveling on Wednesday, make tomorrow show 2 hours. I already said I was going to do that tomorrow. I mean, I even felt like I should make this show. I'm going to do 2 hours tomorrow from 9 to 11. I'm going to make it. We'll be here talking about a whole lot of things. Okay, but it's been fun, and I've been touched. I'm a bit emotional for something that happened here. Hamilton said, Mr. Idafi, your average live stream views has gone up post African coverage. Like I see, it's not just the views; it's the subscriber base. Like I used to have 7 views, 50 views. If I get to 100, I'm excited. Now I put out a video, 3,000. I have a 47,000. Oh, Damn. 47,000 views on my post Nigerian Egypt analysis. It's crazy. When I come back from the African Nations Cup, this channel is going to change. That's something that I know. A lot is going to change about the way we put our content, the way we do things. I'm going to focus a lot on live streaming. I'm going to try as much as possible to make you guys enjoy this channel. But I really do wish that the viewers are conversational. It's exciting when people are conversational, so that it doesn't look like, okay, you're the only one talking, you're a mad guy. Miss Smiley said, thanks, Elebete, for being honest and vulnerable. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. I don't know if being vulnerable is good in today's Nigeria, or I don't feel tell you a lie. But I think at some point, I always hated the fake life that I see around media people. Somebody told me the other day that I shouldn't have said they sacked me, that it doesn't work with my brand. And someone that person called me and said I shouldn't have said my salary at Villa was 180,000. I started with 150,000 in 2012, and then it went to 180. But it's the truth. It will help somebody else that is coming, that's trying to come into the industry, to know what is there. So you don't look at it, media, they pay them big money. That's why sometimes when people ask us for help and we can't help, they think we're wicked. But guys, this is what I earn. This is my children. This is my bills. This is what I pay. So at the end of the day, when I earn that money, I'm saving money for house rent. And then my children go to, I can't compromise that. My children go to very expensive school. Okay, not very, very expensive, like top of the line. But within my level, they go to very expensive school because I want them to have a good education. The foundation is always very important. But then when people ask you, please, I need 250,000 naira help. I need to sell my land to be able to dash you 250,000. True to God. I need to sell my land. I will need to put it up for sale. You understand? I sold my land to set up the studio. I need to sell the other few ones that I have to do that. To dash person 250K. See, listen, not like I would do that. I've done more than that. But currently, but if you're not honest with people, people think that you're being wicked. But with the honesty, I've also made people that know our expectation. Like, oh, this guy, what would he ask for? Now we're supposed to help us. You don't really get things, no day. I can't fake it. Because the more you fake it, the more you put yourself in a place where people think you have, your helpers begin to look up to you, and that's very, very bad. Speak to 2ST said, Elegbete are coming your own station now. Elegbete, I don't understand. Speak to, please send that again. Owoki Redo said, thank you for job well done. So thank you very much for that. And Emmanuel Okota, I said, you sure say that it will be na JJ nephew. Well, football skill is not hereditary, it is also not transferable. So that's why Maradona's children are not as skillful as Maradona, and Messi's children might not have the skills of Messi. Football, I think that everybody can play football. That's my belief. Everybody can play football. Then there are those who are highly gifted, just the same way everybody can go to school. But then there are those that are extremely brilliant. They don't need to read much. Their brain just magnets information like sponge. So if you put in hard work, let me give you a very vintage example. When I was working in Brilla, and I work with quite a lot of people, like a lot of fantastic people. But one of the person that always gets me on my toe, or two people, is Tony Becker-Deremo and Murphy Jemba. So when Murphy Jemba came in 2012, I remember as one of the people that I really didn't have it in my head. But his desire for research is incredible. Like, I've not seen anybody do research in this industry like Murphy. I don't know everybody, but all the people that I've met, I don't think there's anybody on his level. That's all. Tony Becker-Deremo does not do research for long like Murphy. But Tony Becker-Deremo is one of those people that will always pass exam if you are in the same class with him. So if he's messing up, if he's partying around, he's doing anything, and you go follow and do one. If you go pass exam, get first class, you go fail. I also belong to that group. But I really do research a lot. Like, I have to walk, that place is like we're playing for Peak Barcelona. Everybody to pick jersey is hard. So first off, the way it is done is morning is prime time. Morning is like the A-listers. Afternoon is anything goes. Evening is market. Okay, that's how they broke it down. So to pick jersey, to be put as a prime starter in the morning, 6 a.m. means you are freaking good. So I was like the Messi. But just at that time, we had Messi and Ronaldo. Murphy was Ronaldo, I was Lionel Messi. We needed to be that good. So sometimes it comes down to that. It comes down to that in life. Your ability to walk the talk. All the things you're talking, you walk. To be successful in this job, you have to be a good listener. You have to listen a lot. Listen to people who say rubbish, read like your life depends on it. You know how they say, my mom used to say, pray like God is going to do it, walk like God is against you. That's how this job is. Because all the people you are talking to on the radio, on the stream, the same game that you're talking about, they watched it. Some of them know the game more than you. So you cannot just come and pull a wool over their face. You cannot come and rubbish them. How much excitement you can bring and how much honesty you can bring in the conversation and make them feel, don't make people feel like who you be, what do you know? I know past you, shut up there. No. Make them be inclusive. The connection that you build with people is what stays. And it's not just in radio or TV or broadcasting. It's just general in life. I think if I want to buy something from you, I want to connect with you first. I want to know if, there is, TJ to say, do you have a skin in the game? If you have a skin in the game, it's easier for me to connect to you than you just showing up and want to sell me something and just to take my money and go away. Okay, so that connection is very, very important in anything we do. Rockwood. Okay, Ivory Time say you need to put out content on a daily basis from Kevin. No, obviously I'll do that. You have to keep the. No, I can't. 3 weeks. I'll go away from this in 3 weeks. I'm married to this right now. My wife said that my side. My wife told me that she's my side chick and this YouTube channel is my first wife. I don't know, but my wife is jealous of the channel. Like, I don't sleep. I'm on it around the clock, But it's my baby, and I want to see it grow. I want to see when I see people like Paul Logan, when I see people like Arsenal Fan TV, I really want this channel to grow. I really want it to grow. One, not just because of the fact that it will give me money, but it will also prove to me that I fought this fight from ground zero. It will also inspire the Timothy Dembos of this world, the Peter Hernandez of this world, a lot of other people, and say, okay, we can go into this thing and be successful. Emmanuel told me something, say, bros, we'll wait for you to succeed. Once you succeed, you are the Alibaba of sports broadcasting, because the establishment don't want you to succeed. But if you can succeed with this, all of us knows that we can come into this space and do great things. So I owe them just that to be successful. I owe them that. That's no matter what people say or what I do, I owe people that to be successful. It is very, very important. What's that again? Johnny Gava say, Rockwood, say, please talk about Tyrone Eboyi. There's not much to talk about it. What do you really want me to talk about it? He's a good player. I can't go against him, but I think that the two players that we have on the side right now, Olayino and Zaidu Sanusi, those two guys have taken their position and they've grabbed it with both hands. They are not willing to let it go. He might come in later, he might have his space. I don't think that Tyrone Eboyi is a bad player, but I think that the two guys that are holding forth in that position are good on that. They are the Zeus of their position, and they've done well. They've not got there by luck. They are not playing there because of quota system, as people were saying about Zaidu Sanusi. I was telling people that not everything is quota based, but these guys have performed very, very well in this tournament so far. And I mean, it's only 2 games, but I mean, if they have not performed well, we'll also be shredding them now. Rockwell said, please talk about Tyrone Eboyi. He said that again. Tyrone is a good player, he's a decent player, but I think that he should wait his time. He's more of a squad player, a team player, a backup. It's like Tavares to Tierney, okay? But he's a good player. Rockwell, he said, do some comparison on Tyrone Eboyi and Olayino. Oh, okay. In defending, I think Olayino is a lot more in today's defending. Olayino is like Trent Alexander-Arnold. He can defend very well. He understands how to read the game and position, and then he works with his back line, because as a defender, what the greatest joy of a coach is to see that your wide men are always in line. Not when you are kicking offside, your 2 center back have gone forward, and then they not rule it, and you see that this guy on the far side is the guy that keep them up. He knows how to move with the team. That is a little short point for Tyrone Eboyi. Sometimes he forgets. We call it absent-mindedness. Sometimes he forget. That's also the problem with Alex Iwobi. Alex Iwobi is the king of absent-mindedness. He forgets himself on the field of play. But people already like him because of the JJ connection. We don't see that. But I sit down to watch football. I watch football from a tactical point of view. I watch it from an analytical point of view. Let me give you a very good example. The last game we played against Sudan, Alex Iwobi was brought on to go and play on the right-hand side. It didn't take him 5 minutes to forget his wing, to start drifting. He didn't know where they asked him to play. That affected the team tactical and positional discipline because there was not a loophole. Olayina had to go and come and cover that place, which was not so with Chukwueze. Chukwueze has not gotten his full fitness back, coming back from that kind of terrible injury. It's hard to get your groove back. But then Alex Iwobi is also that. The same thing with Tyrone Ebue. He's a good player, fantastic player, but that thing happens. And then going forward, Olayina is a better player at going forward. He knows when to do the straight liner and then the zigzag. Okay, in football, what we call the zigzag is the triangular run, where one of your midfielder are dashed to the line because the guy who's on the line, who's on the right-hand side, who's playing ahead of you, have gone into the middle. Now, what Olayina normally does is once he loops the ball, he breaks into the middle to complete the number there. In case the opposition wants to attack through the middle, he breaks it to web it, to be the Spider-Man, to web the opposition while his teammate drags back. He have a good understanding of that. I mean, I wouldn't say he's Maldini, but Maldini used to be that when he was playing wide. Okay, he used to be that kind of guy when he was playing wide. So he's the kind of player that if he's fit, he will always play ahead of Tyrone Ebue. Tyrone Ebue would be a backup to him, or when he's got card or he's not available, then Tyrone Ebue will come in, does his job just about above average and okay. But Olayina has improved the leaps. I'm one of those persons who really didn't like him at the beginning, but he's improved the leaps and bound. He's integrated himself into the team. He's pretty decent, like a player that I would always love to see. And then his crosses are also even better than our forward wide men who we expect to bring in crosses. So that's another plus for him. If you're a defender that can add assist to your game, that can go forward, and then he's not afraid to shoot, as we saw against Egypt. I mean, a big team like Egypt, we saw him shooting. The shot may have been going wayward over the bar, but knowing that, okay, this guy can come in and shoot, it's like Tierney, okay? Knowing that he can come in and shoot, and he can run into the channel, it helps and give you attacking option, which is very, very good. That was what Iroa was, that was what Celeste Babayaro was back in the day, and I think that he's doing that pretty well. That's where he edges it over Tyrone Ebue. That does not mean that Tyrone Ebue is a bad player. Hamilton said, I heard that NFF is a very corrupt federation that depends on foreign coaches' contract to cash out. Now, that's a lie. That's a very big lie. And I'm going to trash that. I'm going to trash that. They sign ambiguous contracts with foreign coaches, and this allows them to have a kickback. You see this thing, So over the years, in my former place of work, I used to think like this. So I'm not going to look at you and say you don't know what you're saying. I used to think like this. But you see what happened in 2015. I made a comment on radio. I hardly make things that I have to apologize for. I made a comment on radio. I didn't back check that comment properly. And I regretted ever making that comment. I still regret it today. And I said, no, it's not 20, it was 2014. I said that Aminu Bigari is looking for a foreign coach so that he can make money off the coach. Because that was like the standard. I was like, what all of the big names, the top editors, everybody was saying at the time. So what the mistake I made there was I didn't back check that fact. So I just jumped along the line because people are saying it, and I felt like the people who are saying it have credibility. But that mistake also, I think, was my greatest learning point because, I mean, I spent 13 years in Brilliant. I didn't have to apologize for anything on radio. Anything I said, I knew what I was saying. It's crazy, but I knew what I was saying. I was very, very sure. When I took on Amos Adamo, when I took on Obaseki, I had facts, I had documents, I have everything. I could stand up in court, I could go anywhere. I remember when people like Gordon Nagana would call me and say, this thing you saying, they call you, he was giving me an example of Ty Solari. I said, let them, let's go to court. They now have exclusivity of the court because I had my ways of getting documents from ICPC at the time, EFCC. There was no freedom of information bill, but if you do this job, you will have to have friends in high places. You have to be loyal to people who can give you information. I was getting information, central bank, how money were paid, how people who got what, where the money went to. I know it. In 2018, for instance, the money FIFA paid for us attending the World Cup is 8 million. But you have heard people on radio, top broadcaster says that FIFA gave us 50 million, something 20 million, something 30 million. So, and this money were paid in trenches. But some people just say all the things they want to say. Now, in Ghana Trust's case, because I have all the details, and somewhere down the line, I became very close. I think I'm the journalist that is closest to Ghana Trust, maybe myself and Colin Odo, but I'm very close to Ghana Trust. Very, very close. The reason is The funny thing is I've not met him one-on-one, but I'm very close to him. I could call him now and say, I want to talk to you. What happened? You know, at some point I was the only person he was granting interview. Now, the reason is I had this partnership with Bayern Munich for the Bayern Youth Cup for 4 years. And so Bayern had told us that their former player, I didn't know he played for Bayern, but their former player is a coach of Nigeria that I can always liaise with him. So Bayern gave the instruction to him that this guy is our partner in Nigeria. You can always relate. So we exchanged numbers and we became that close. When things were going wrong, I was the one that he was always willing to talk to. He would call me and say, this is what is happening. My salary did not pay this one. And I'll go to Amaju, you're my own boy. Don't see. If you sign a contract with this guy, pay him his contract. I was like, oh, it's the sponsor. So I tell you, they've not brought the money and will show me document, will show me confidential conversation. And listen, Ghana Trust contract, first of all, the money they pay him is so small that there is no kickback to it. That's one. Two, there were points where Ghana Trust tried to like give money back to, you know, out of kindness, like, oh, can I give you this? And people turn it down. I was one of those people too. No. He wanted to give me jersey at the hotel. I said, I don't need jersey. Called me. I was in the hotel for 10 days. I didn't see him, but when the hotel together, I try to avoid him all through. Just to take jersey, t-shirts. I didn't take because I don't want to be in a place where like, this guy will give jersey or this guy will give money. See, Ghana Trust came in with 3 extra staff. So that $45,000 that it was paid, what it was being paid, is what it was also paying to his people. There is no back end in the contract that allows anybody to take money. It may have been happening in the past. I am not aware of it, and I cannot lie. I am not aware of it. I can't lie against people. I don't have fact to back that position up. Anybody who says that should try as much as possible to give you fact to back up that statement, because if they don't, they are just creating lies and stories that doesn't add up. And if you think about it, it is not possible with this FA. Another thing that people don't get, if you tell me that Ahmad is very ambitious, is using the NFF to climb up the ladder, I agree with you, that's true. But is anything wrong with being ambitious? Listen, playing global politics of football is very, very important, and it is good to have somebody in there. If you don't have somebody in there, it'll be a problem. So having Ahmad in CAF and FIFA is a blessing in disguise. Have our football developed based on the capacity that we have? No. The truth of the matter is our government are not interested. Look at any country whose football has developed. Any country whose football has developed, it is because their government come out with a clear policy statement and position and investment plan to make it happen. Our government have not done that. So we'll just playing football in a vacuum. Like there is no law backing it. There is no policy backing football in the country. So that's the problem we're fighting. Also, they try to raise money where other people have not been able to raise money. These are facts. Okay, we can argue from that to eternity, but these are facts, and those are very, very key facts. But saying that they sign contract and then they collect kickback, my bros, in coaches, we don't give sign-on fee. We pay only salaries. So where is this money coming from? And then they have their bonuses and their whatever. But nothing happened. If he was collecting kickback, let me tell you, the NFF officials were collecting kickback. The way they treated Genotro, treated him like shit. No contract treated the coach like that when they fired Genotro. They fired him long before they officially parted ways. Genotro would have at least granted an interview, 1 or 2 interviews to say those things. There's nothing like that. So I'm going to stick with the fact that I know rather than just take all those lies that people put out there. I have the details of that contract. And when Genotro was paid, I asked him, did they give you this money? How much did you get? He told me. Paid in Naira. He had to now go to the German embassy to convert it into dollar or euros before he goes out. I know all those stuff. His assistant will get their money and everything. The same thing happened with Olise when they signed his contract. They didn't take anything from him. When he brought his assistant, the NFF paid. When they fired him, he went to a Belgian court, sue NFF to court, and then they rule in favor of him, and NFF paid $200,000. So I don't think it is like that. Another part that you have to look at, Amaju is really rich. Let's be honest. Amaju is freaking rich. Amaju was in government for 16 years in one of the richest states of this country. Amaju is just about as rich as any former governor. And then Amaju also have social network, his social currency is very, very high. You see the people that he rolls with. You think that guy is going to sign a contract and be collecting kickback from a coach? We all might be corrupt, but then there are level of, it's like saying that Tinubu is collecting money from me. You know, I mean, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. Okay. Gabriel Wilfred, he said, I'm not too satisfied with Omar Sadiq's style of play. I am not too. I remember him in the Olympic then. It was somewhat selfish. Everyone should put him on that check. Some players I had to put on that check. I interviewed Ganatroy here about Sadiq Umar. Emmanuel Sebastian asking that question, and he said that Sadiq Umar is not a player that the Super Eagles need. But people said he was saying rubbish, and what he said is not good. Cannot just said you did talk sense, bro. Listening from the office. Thank you very much, boss, on Instagram. But people didn't listen. It's also very good that these things happen. You know why? Nigerians are clamoring for certain players, and you don't bring those players, and they say, "Oh, you hate the player." I know my friend, a former Nigerian League player, Mohamed Lawal, who said that Ganatroy is a bad coach for not inviting Lawal. Umar Sadiq is one of the best Nigerian players in the world, blah blah blah. And I said to him, I said, "Are you sure there's a coach in this world that will see a player that will help his team and he will not invite the player?" So they should have, instead of bringing Odia Gallo, they should have brought in Sadiq Umar. I said, okay, we'll see. Now we have Sadiq Umar. Are you guys satisfied with the Sadiq Umar? I was one of those persons who said, I don't really think Sadiq Umar is all that. It's not all that. But hey, sometimes give people the chance. I still think that he needs to start. The jury is out on him, but I'm still willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not completely writing him off, but I don't think that the way this team wants to play, Sadiq Umar does not fit into this team. But people will not agree. And then everyone says selfishness leads to setback in a team. I agree with you. Rockwood said Kelechi Iwakali is the best option for the number 10 position. He's so good. I don't think he's really that good. I still prefer Joe Aribo. The problem I have with Joe Aribo, and I saw it in the Sudan game, Joe Aribo is doing what happened to Wissinuruma is happening to Joe Aribo. Joe Aribo is having complex when Alex Iwobi come into the game. He was playing well. He was playing the simple game. But once Alex Iwobi came into the game, he wanted to dribble and he was losing the possession consistently before they substituted him. I think that he should just play his game. Forget whether Alex Iwobi is coming into the game or not. He should just play his game. Not every midfielder needs to dribble. Sometimes just get the ball, make a final pass, spread to the wings, keep to the midfielder. Your team is playing on the strength of weak play. Spread to the wings. Use the winger that you like. I think that Chukwueze should be dropped because it's not really lived up to the billing. So he's making the workload too much on his assignments, making him tired out because the weather in Cameroon is hot. So we should bring in maybe another winger on the right, or probably move Moses Simon to the right and bring in Peter Olayinka to the left. These are hypotheses anyway. I don't know if they perform well in training. And then let's see how it goes. Because if you keep loading one channel with the ball, what will happen is that the coaches of the opposition team will plan against that player, and then you might not be able to be lucky to do it. But if people know that you have a Frank Ribery on the left and Robert on the right and a Tielemans in the middle, it's hard to plan. You run out of option in planning, and that's how you become a devastating winning machine. I just hope that we get that part of it right. Rockwood said, okay, I read that. Eze Patrick, he said, your knowledge about Nigerian football amazes me. Bros, you have to read, you have to meet people, you have to research, you have to ask questions. If you made up your mind that this is the industry where I want to go, this is where I want to make my mark and make my name, then you'll be willing to go the whole 9 years. Not be ashamed to ask people things you don't know. Bros, I don't know about this in my bag. Help me. Who I will talk to? Research is part of going out there. Who can I talk to? When they had this meeting, who they in the room when they had this meeting? Okay, this person was this person. You now call them and be polite, be respectful. Bros, I'm trying to get information on this thing. I don't want to go on radio. Always make them. I don't want to go on air and give wrong information. You people had this meeting, please. I want to get your side of the story, but don't give me classified information. Things that will hurt the meeting or the plans that you have. Don't give me classified information if you don't think you can trust me. But give me information that is truth about this. That's what I always tell them. And it's okay. Because you've said this, I will even give you classified information, and I think that you can handle it. And so people give me information, send me your email, I'll send you the minutes of the meeting, I'll send you the details of the contract, everything, who to meet, who to call. You can go and check with this person, you can go to CBN and find out how much came in and how much went out. And I mean, CBN and Nigeria owner, you go write your letter. Sometimes it takes time. If you're dealing with Nigeria, it takes time, but you've got to be patient. And that's why I always tell people that in this station, I don't do breaking news. I don't. You have to patiently wait and wait and wait and wait. And then the story, you get the facts that you need, and then you're fine. Okay? Ramileko Arogodade said, I agree with you on Wakali. He just need more time to play with the team. He also gives Ndidi the opportunity to express attacking play when needed. I agree with you on that one. Sidney Bokwe, he said the issue is sports on the government has no policy for sports and football in general. Thank you very much. Edie Zico, he said, my guy, well done for the good job. I have a feeling that Nigeria will crash out before the semis. Our midfield is not imposing enough. Would prefer Frank to pair Ndidi and move Aribo to number 10. I agree to that, but because the coach is not playing a 4-3-3 formation, that's where it is hard. And Frank cannot bench Wilfred Ndidi. So he's not playing two pivots to have a number 10 because he now cuts his front men. He wants two wide men and two attackers in the middle, which also works very well for him. And I think Awoni is marauding, but Awoni is low of confidence. He's afraid of making mistakes. And every time you're afraid of making mistakes, you make one mistake. That's why the chances he got against Sudan, Awoni could have scored 3 or 4 goals. But there's a little bit of hesitation, like, should I shoot or should I pass? That happens anyway. It happens to rookie players. He will get experience and he will now decide, you know what, sometimes I don't care. I will shoot. I don't care. I will go for a goal. But it's time. It will take time. He's trying to warm himself into the heart of the senior players in the team. He doesn't want to step on people's toe. You know, he's all those churchy boy, nice, decent boy. He doesn't want to get in on anybody's bad book. But I think with time, he would get it right. Ivory said, I only was immense. Yes, especially against Egypt. He was tireless. He was a nuisance, a menace. Awoni Kelechi is under 17, 9 years later. Yes, that's true. Professor G5 TV said, I think they should pair Kelechi Wakali with Aribo for the midfield. Make them no play Sodiq again, I beg. Unless they will draft one wide, the way you have Odegaard and Emilio Smith. Because you have to consider the formation that the coach is playing to make this demand. The coach is not playing. The formation does look like a what I call a Squid Game formation, a 4-2-2-2-2. But the reality is that it is a 4-4-2 that morphs into a 4-5-1 and a 4-1-1. Okay, 4-4-1-1 or 4-5-1. Okay, what I mean by that is you have two midfielders, and Nigeria is really taking a big gamble here, playing two midfielders. Alex will be playing. I mean, Wilfred will be playing as a defensive midfielder in front of Kenneth Omero and Trustekon, and then you have Alex Joe Aribo going forward. But what Joe Aribo does is he goes and he comes back. So he defends as much as he attacks, because now we have 4 people up front in Chukwueze, Samuel Chukwueze on the right, Moses Simon on the left, and then you have Kelechi Iheanacho, who drops into the midfield. Like now, it's not the number 10, but it's actually number 8. And then Awoniyi, who so restless in front of those 2 center backs that they cannot join their team's attack. What now helps the team is that Olayi bumps forward, because if you look, the 2 games that we play, we control possession more. What happens if we play against a team that controls possession? What happens if we play against a team that can also bump forward, that can also pressure us and find mistake in our defense? That's the question. We will see how that goes anyway, but I pray we keep making progress like this. It will help us. Same thing, he said Chukwueze should be dropped. I think so too, because he had issues moving through the channel that always open up on the right. I agree with you on that one 100%. Okay. Once on the right, he wants to drift to the left. I feel if he moved to the right, it could help him on or get Iwobi. Okay. Iwobi has positional discipline problem for me. That's my opinion. Hybrid 10, he said it will be nice story if Awoni Kelechi makes the World Cup team if we qualify. Okay, they won the under-17 in UAE. Will play World Cup in UAE. Wow, I didn't think about it. That's a story angle you just gave me now. That's a story angle. Thank God we'll never do this thing. We'll not. You just gave me a full page of a story. This is a full page of a story, and I'm sure I'll talk to the rest of the team. We'll give you credit for that. I didn't think about it. Thank you very much, bros. He said too much hype about Wakali. Frank Oyeka is a more solid midfielder that can free up. Indeed, I agree with you on that one too. Sidney Bokwe, there is also an issue with the goalkeeper in terms of his area dominance. He hardly gets out to bail his team. That's my greatest concern. Yeah, well, but our wingers, our fullbacks, I've also made it almost impossible for crosses to come into the 18-yard box. So what he lacks in dealing with area ball, he's got defenders who are helping him as well. But I agree with you what you said. There is no argument about it. Rockwood, the Chidera Ejuke needs to be given more chance to play. I think so too. Him now our Nigerian name, but I think Eguavoy is playing from the West of 94 playbook. He does not want to put all his cards on the table. He wants to be able to surprise some other teams as we progress. Just the same way Kechi used Sunday Oba to surprise teams as we progress in 2013. That's exactly what I think he's doing. It's not, it didn't tell me this, but reading it and checking history, I think that's what he's trying to do. Christopher KIS Canada. He said, I went to Amaju's house when Oceanic Bank were sponsoring Delta FA Cup back in 2008. Bro, that guy a big boy before him even near NFL. You know that people don't know that Amaju is stinkily rich. Like when they say somebody get money, Amaju gets money. The amount of boats, vessels he have on the sea in Escravos and as boats, Amaju get money. So when people say he collect money from coaches, I don't laugh. Amaju get money. Amaju is on them higher level in terms of money. Eze Patrick, he says, Hybrid, you're correct. This is why I wasn't happy with the team Yemitela had back then. Okay. Eze Patrick, God rest his soul. Amen. And then on the 17th tournament should be based on plans for the future, not immediate result. Kelechi Chukwueze Wakali, and I want the testament to that. Sometimes coaches are not lucky. Some other times coaches are lucky. But I don't support cheating anyway. Finally, we've really done more than the expected time, even what I wanted, 1 hour 30 minutes now. Hybrid 10 says, no wonder Onuachi looks cracked. No decent crosses from our wingers. Yes, that's the truth. And this is where we would draw the curtain on the show today. We've really done well. Jay Dele wanted to say both countries are in the Gulf. The mistake is excusable. Thank you very much. UAE and Qatar, different now. Yeah, I understand, but I understand. I forgot. I never even thought about it. Okay, so Matthias Jacob, say good morning to you. ELEGBETE1 of sports. The humbleness. Okay, I think I've read that one before. And I know that Peter will be looking at me and be frowning right now. Timothy then will say so much educating talks and information for good use this morning. Guys, thank you very much. Thanks to Hybrid 10 for opening the floodgates of money. Thank you for the $20 you sent. Now I understand what Super Chat is. I want to say something. Thank you always. I only was watching us. Wow. Thank you very much for that, Tawawani. I appreciate. God bless you. Please keep pushing, keep fighting. And then thank you, Johnny Gafar, 4.49 pounds. I appreciate. I really do appreciate. God bless you. And it's time for me to step out of the studio and bring in Peter Iwonede. Please do well to subscribe to our channels and comment on our content. We all need this channel to grow. This channel means a whole lot to me and to a lot of other people who this channel will open doors for. So please, when you see our content, comment, like what we put out there, click on the subscribe button as well as click on the notification button. I'll try my best to be here for you guys. And for the sake of you guys on the online community, we're bringing in, when I come back from Cameroon, we're bringing in a night show. The reason for that is I feel for the American audience that they should be sleeping, but they are up. So 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., at least that will be a good time for you people. We'll have a good time to have a conversation around all the things that are going on. Thank you very much. God bless you for being on the show today. And have a wonderful day. We wish Nigeria the very best in our subsequent game. Even as I go to even as I go to Cameroon on Wednesday, I just hope that the last game they would also win. I will all be very, very happy. And Gabriel Wingfield said, hence the tournament progress. They should avoid being wasteful. Emmanuel Okonta said, do you think we should play Ejuke on the right and rest Chukwueze? Yes, I think so. I think so 100%. But thank you very much. We got to go now. My name still remains Idafe Matthew. You love to come in the ELEGBETE1 Sports. It's been a lovely time for the extended version of the Sports Buffet. God bless you guys. I love you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. and on behalf of my entire team, the crew, and the whole people support. God bless you all for what you do for me, for educating me, for teaching me, for helping me to grow. Let's grow together. It's time for Peter Wanode to come aboard and give us them say stress. Bye-bye and have yourself a wonderful day.
Money will carry on an inside that. It's first corner go to the free corner with this first big.
Whoa!
It's
long. I talk, Talk finish my mouth.